hate Skinny Bobby, dude.
Why do you?
Skinny Bobby sucks, dude.
I love mushy Shane.
I had no idea Bobby was 5'2".
Doesn't
Want a
bother me.
lady? So
No.
wait, you like jack ladies with armpit hair?
Yeah, a little bit of
You're
armpit
getting
hair.
close, dude. You're so close. He's like, if we just get you to the first episode, like people will see you're not a piece of shit person.
Right.
Like just talk. And I was like, whatever, I'll do like that one.
Shane, shut your ass up.
Don't do it.
You look like you play wheelchair basketball, nigga.
Ever wonder what happens when a comedian faces off against a rude heckler? Shane Gillis doesn't just shut them down, he obliterates them with laughter. In this video, we'll show you the moment Shane turned a nasty introduction into comedy gold.
And what makes you giggle?
I see people's souls leaving their bodies.
I do this for a living, Shane. It's really insulting.
You look like a peach grimace, he quipped, leaving the audience in stitches and the host speechless. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Shane Gillis stepped into Skankfest 2022 ready for a good time, but the welcome he got was anything but friendly. The host thought he'd have some fun at Shane's expense, but he had no idea what he was in for. As Shane walked on stage, the host tried to stir up the crowd. What do we want? Shane? He shouted, expecting the audience to join in, but the crowd wasn't having it.
And then this is the reception that I get.
What is he
We
doing?
want Shane. I want Shane to choke on a.
They knew Shane was there to make them laugh, not to be the butt of some lame joke. Shane, never one to back down from a challenge, decided to give the host a taste of his own medicine. He zeroed in on the host's appearance, firing off a quick jab. I hate Skinny Bobby, dude. Why you skinny? Bobby sucks.
Hate Skinny Bobby, dude.
Why do you?
Skinny Bobby sucks, dude.
I love mushy Shane.
I had no idea Bobby was 5'2".
The audience erupted in laughter. They could see the tables turning and they were loving it. But Shane was just warming up. He took another look at the host and delivered a knockout punch. You look like a peach grimace.
Stand up.
I'm not.
Stand up. It's our little. Get up.
Stand up.
Wait till you see
Wait,
it.
look next
Get
to
up,
these
little
men.
boy. Look
Next
at
to
this.
these men.
Get up.
The crowd lost it. The host, caught off guard, tried to regain his footing, but Shane wasn't about to let up. Sensing weakness, Shane went for the jugular. He commanded the host, "Stand up, little man. Get up. Stand up next to these men."
I know your son's a complete retard, but I'm gonna make sure he does pretty well.
Ours.
Look at what God did for you, dude. How dare you turn on God?
The audience held their breath, waiting to see what would happen next. The host, realizing he was in way over his head, tried to salvage the situation with a weak comeback. "We could have you any way we wanted." Big mistake. Shane saw his opening and went for it. He looked at the host, then at the audience, and delivered the final blow. Looks like that chick on the couch with the black eyes. We're about to run a train on this dude. The crowd exploded with laughter and cheers.
We can have you any way we
Any
want.
way we
It
wanted.
looks like that chick on the couch with the black eyes.
Yeah.
The host was left speechless, his attempted roast of Shane backfiring spectacularly. In just a few minutes, Shane had turned the tables completely. He walked into Skankfest as the target of a joke and left as the undisputed champion of comebacks. The host learned a valuable lesson that day. Don't mess with Shane Gillis unless you're ready to get verbally destroyed. This wasn't just a win for Shane, it was a masterclass in quick thinking and verbal sparring.
Melancholy face. That Shane face look like a scream, nigga.
Doesn't
Want a
bother
lady?
me.
So
No.
wait, you like jack ladies with armpit hair?
Yeah, a little bit of
You're
armpit
getting
hair.
close, dude. You're so close.
He showed that when it comes to comedic combat, he's always ready to fire back with both barrels. The audience at Skankfest got more than they bargained for that day. A front row seat to watch a comedy underdog become top dog in the blink of an eye. Fresh off his Skankfest triumph, Shane Gillis stepped into an even bigger arena, Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe, feeling cocky, thought he'd seen it all, but he wasn't ready for Shane's verbal jujitsu.
Those are my favorite hats. So we all
Why?
have weird tastes. I don't know. I like them. They look good on my fat, round head.
Do they?
Joe kicked things off by showing Shane a messed up video trying to shock him. Shane, unimpressed, saw an opening. He hit Joe with a zinger that caught the podcast king completely off guard. You're just a ball of tense muscle exploding on your face.
He's just a ball of tense muscle just exploding on your face.
Rogan tried to laugh it off, but Shane wasn't done. He kept pushing, telling Joe, "You get so close, dude." The tables had turned. Joe, usually the one in control, started squirming in his seat. As Joe tried to change the subject, Shane pressed on. "You'd never be the same, dude," he declared, adding to Joe's growing discomfort. The podcast host, known for his shock tactics, was getting a taste of his own medicine. Shane's relentless humor had Joe on the ropes.
He's like, if we just get you to the first episode, like people will see you're not a piece of shit person.
Right.
Like, just talk. And I was like, whatever, it's been very scary, but I'll tell you what, that guy would have sucked the soul out of you, dude. That guy's been jogging, thinking about it for years, dude.
The comedian kept the pressure on, turning Joe's own style against him. It was like watching a master chess player, always 2 moves ahead. Fans watching the podcast couldn't believe their eyes. Shane wasn't just holding his own against Joe Rogan. He was running circles around him. Every time Joe thought he had the upper hand, Shane flipped the script.
Wow.
It was just trees and
You were 13,
forest.
you were
I
like,
was
I'm going to
13.
stab.
Oh, I was gonna cut this guy.
I would have trusted the guy. I would have been like, yeah, you're right.
The exchange became a masterclass in quick thinking and comedic timing. Shane proved he could out-Rogan Rogan, leaving the podcast host struggling to regain control of his own show. As the segment went on, it became clear that Shane had transformed from guest to ringmaster. He'd taken Joe's shock tactics and turned them into comedic gold.
If I get fired here, whatever, I'll just go do Joe Rogan next week and I'll be fine.
Viewers who tuned in expecting to see Joe dominate were treated to a whole different show. Shane's performance on the podcast didn't just entertain, it made fans appreciate his skills even more. He showed that whether it's a comedy club, a festival stage, or a high-profile podcast, he could adapt and conquer. Shane Gillis isn't just making waves, he's causing a tsunami in the comedy world. His quick wit and savage comebacks have turned him into a hot ticket.
Shane, shut your ass up.
Don't do it.
You look like you play wheelchair basketball, nigga.
Fans are flocking to see him live, hoping to catch a glimpse of his verbal jujitsu in action. Venues are selling out left and right after Shane drops by popular podcasts. It's like everyone wants a front row seat to watch this comedy sniper at work. But here's the thing, Shane's not just funny, he's dangerous with a mic.
You look like a pastor of penis. Coming to you out of the book of scrotum.
Next time you're at a comedy show, remember that the guy on stage might be packing more heat than anyone in the room.
Last night you should have heard how he introed me. He'd be like, this next guy's my best friend. He's my favorite comic in the world. You soft.
Shane's turned being funny into an art of war, and he's got the battle scars to prove it. So if you're thinking of heckling or trying to put him down, you might want to think twice. This verbal sharpshooter doesn't miss, and he's always got one in the chamber.